Alright, it's March the 25th, Tuesday, March the 25th, 2014. I think what I want to talk about today is, start off by talking about today is the fact that planes really do disappear from radar screens. That happens. As we saw on 9/11, there was several Boeing 747 passenger jets that were taken off track. They then disappeared from the radar screen and reappeared. And there's a reason for it. If you go back and look at what was it? Just go back and watch the movie American Century, declassified CIA documents from the 1960s, and the president shot down the plan, but they wanted to ground passenger jets and then put CIA painted jets to look like passenger jets in the air and fly them into residential buildings and blame it on terrorists, and in order so that we can invade those countries. And this is declassified information. And so, needless to say, I know we've spent about 3 weeks doing nothing but listening to a Malaysian airliner, or some story about a Malaysian airliner. And it's like it's all the way anybody can think about. Oh! And it's like, meanwhile, 6,000 innocent Americans were enslaved today on the premise of stemming the flow of drugs 100%. So we're going to enslave people, we're going to put them in prison because we're going to stem the flow of drugs. And they're contagion. It's worse than cyanide poisoning. As if how detrimental to you it was even an argument at all. So that's one of the biggest problems why we can't get out from underneath this, because people think that they're still supposed to sit here and talk about how harmful marijuana is for them. And just sidestep the fact that, wait a second, you're an adult. Okay? I don't care if you're snorting Ajax mixed with chlorine in your bathroom. It's your life. And you're an adult. And what you do in the privacy of your house is your business. It's very, very difficult to understand something so simple as that for many people. You know, well, I don't agree with that. What if I just want to hurt my son? What if I... And it's like, dude, if you want to hurt your son, then you hurt your son. But what you do in your bedroom is your business, okay? If you want to get high, spinning yourself in circles until, you pass out and, hit your head on something hard. It's dangerous, man. It's real dangerous to do that, It's dangerous to drink alcohol. And it's not even whether or not it's dangerous for you, is it? It's not the point. Okay? The point is it's your life. It's very easy to understand that. Very easy. And all this whole idea that we can just focus on a Malaysian airliner every single day because we're so free, and we can all just afford to sit around and think about nothing all day long. It's in Malaysia, okay? It's their problem, okay? I'm tired of hearing about it. You know what I mean? I mean, literally, within the amount of time that I've heard about this Malaysian airliner, 10,000 people are being murdered every year as a result of drug prohibition, which is nothing but enslavement. Causes drug use to go up. I'm not going to go through all the specific statistics. You can just look in the description. But, drug use goes up, homicide, people are held in captivity over something that is their personal business. It's enslavement. People are dying as a result of it. People are rotting away right now. And we give life sentences to people so that murder can't happen as a result of the life sentence, as opposed to just giving somebody a life sentence for committing murder. We give people life sentences in order to ordain murder. Is that a little corrupt? You know what I'm saying? And tell you what, man. I myself, I'd love to get out. I'd love to get out of the city. I love to go back to Oklahoma actually. It's where I've been for the last about a year and a half, maybe a year, just kind of chilling up there. Really, the oxygen content's a lot higher once you get out of the city. I mean, significantly higher. Whenever you hear ozone warnings and stuff like that, actually what that means is that the oxygen content has gone down lower than it already is, and roughly what I remember, it was something like a comparison between 13% oxygen and 18% oxygen. A significant amount of oxygen. And I'd love to be back up there, man. It's where I was born. I feel free up there, man. I had a dog up there, just a lot of good things, you know. And the dog just run around free and just nothing but lakes and pastures for the dog to run and play. And man, it was great up there. It's great up there. And man, it's just so great up there. But I can't be there anymore because that state has more people in prison per capita than anywhere on the face of this planet. And that's literally. And almost anywhere more people in a single area than anywhere on the planet, period. In concentration-wise, number one on the planet. And, you know, they got second highest prison population in the United States. And here's a sparsely populated state with 29th overall population. My God. Anyways, oh man, it's pathetic. Anyways, I'm sorry. Just get more and more agitated. Anyways, and they're just slamming people away in prison up there, man. I mean, I had a whole bunch of stuff fall apart on me. You know what I mean? This last time, and you know, just a little bit of what was left of my life that hasn't been ripped to shreds underneath this place, which was pretty much already gone anyway. You know, went ahead and died off. This last time I was in Oklahoma, and they caught me with a quarter-ounce marijuana and gave me 3 felonies. Actually, it had already died off before that. The first time it was a single misdemeanor. It was a $1,000 bond, and they set my court date off for 3 months. And people were offering to get me out. Somebody probably would end up getting me out, and it just went from bad to worse. I really don't want to get into it. But let me just say right now, because I don't even have the time to go into it, and you don't have the patience to listen. Believe me. Just let me just say this real quick. Over the last few years, my life has been nothing but a catastrophe of enslavement. And I've lost everything. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh no, that's not really going on. Or he's just an isolated case. Or I didn't go through that, or whatever. You know, it's like I sent this email to the press a few years ago, and I was like telling them about how I've lost everything to your stinking enslavement, you know. And there's like that night they had this kid on. He's like, I've never been in trouble. He had this sweater vest, said the sweater on. I've never been in trouble. He's like 24 years old, 22 years old. It's like, I mean, there's probably a few people out there who have fallen between the cracks, you know, maybe. I mean, because literally, we got more people in prison than China. And I mean, golly, man, I don't even give a shit who's missed the you know, the stray bullets around this place. You know what I mean? And there's so stinking many of them. Okay, it probably is pretty impressive if you can just find somebody who hasn't, you know, fallen into this shit. I'm serious. It's a nightmare over here, man. It's to the point where if you can find somebody who hasn't been struck by this, it's amazing. That's how crazy it is. And people are all still. You don't believe it, you know. You out there listening to me right now, you don't believe it. You don't believe that this country has so many people in prison that it's way more than China. You know what I mean? More than all the industrialized nations of the world combined. That's how many people we have enslaved in this country. Enslaved. It's not a small thing, and you know, I mean, every premise of justice is gone. You know what I mean? I mean, let me just explain to you like this: people are printing up money in secret, and when you got more people in prison for the creation of crime than crime itself, you start to see your chances just slowly fade away of ever seeing these slowly pieces of filth put in prison where they belong for the rest of their life. Getting just you motherfuckers. or taken out and shot. They really just need to be taken out and shot. That's why I really admire the old footage of strapping Nazi generals to posts and just shooting them in the chest. You know, it's one of my most favorite. I just like to just watch that. You know what I mean? Anyways, you know, oh man, somebody needs to pay, man, for my bloodshed. You know what I mean? For the time I've spent rotting away, enslaved, and all the stuff I've lost, all the debt I've accrued. You know what I mean? All the business I've lost, all the, you know, had employees got laid off. You know, lost everything, man. You know, lost everything. You know, a young success over, all that gone. You know, how's that for a nice story for you, huh? How's that for just wonderful? Isn't that refreshing? You know what I'm saying? To hear somebody just piss and moan about this. Well, it's there, it's legitimate, and it was all strung away from my ass over enslavement. You know what I mean? Isn't that just nice? Isn't that nice? And people don't care. You know what I mean? And you're a bunch of sorry, lousy, slouch, loser creeps. Period. Bunch of creeps. Bunch of loser creeps. Just want to stick your head up another man's ass. You're a slouch. You're a loser. You're a freak. You know what I'm saying? One of these days you're going to wise up to that. Promise you. Promise you. Life can't go on like this forever. Your wives are going to leave you. People are going to turn their back on you. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody likes you. You understand? I mean, just point blank, you need to be dead. And that's across the board. I mean, just, there's so many people out there just, just neglectful, narcissistic, weird creeps. Nobody can understand them, even God. That's why your ass is going to hell, period. And you're never coming out. You're gone. You know what I mean? And we don't really take pleasure in that. You know what I mean? It's not like even God likes the fact that you sit here like me and like baffled. You know what I mean? Because there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. And I mean, there's something bad. Something bad. Oh, man, you narcissistic, lowly freaks of nature. Golly, something wrong with your ass. There's something wrong with you. You know, it's like you're sick. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just trying to get that. And these videos are still shortened down to 15 minutes. Because nobody can acknowledge fair use. You know, and it's amazing. I mean, you know, it's like they actually follow every single thing I post online and every single activity I do. You know what I mean? You wouldn't believe it. You know? And anyways, they actually will sit there and take songs offline based on whether or not I like them. So what they did with Slipknot was, there was this song from Slipknot. It was about 6 years old. It started out with a song from Slipknot that was, it was this song called, anyway, I'm not going to say it, but it started off like a 15,000 views, and I liked it on my YouTube channel, and it disappeared. So, well, that's weird. So I went to another one that had 60,000, liked it, it disappeared. Alright, so I went to another one that had 200, 300,000, liked it, it disappeared. Like, where? Okay, so I go to the next one, it has actually 2 million views. It's been up online for 6 years, and it disappears the week after I like it. Well, I'm sitting here like, dude, this is too creepy. I don't even feel like recording it, because first of all, it's fair use in a way, but it's somebody's music, you know, who's actually created this, and I think that they should be financially rewarded for that. So I don't really want to protest it, but I just kind of leave it alone, you know. Well, within like a week, 2 weeks, there's this new button called Remove Deleted Videos. And I'm actually clearing out some videos out of my likes that aren't really relevant to politics or whatever, my favorites or whatever. And I'm going through and I've clicked them all, and then I get up to the point and I'm going to hit delete, and there's that button there, and I see it, and I just sit, and I click it. Well, that's why it was there. You know what I mean? For you to accidentally click it. They didn't need to make it any more convenient than it already was, and it wasn't anything about but trying to cover their tracks. You see what I'm saying? That's why I have a video online right now that shows the entire website of YouTube crashing, okay, over a video on 3.3 trillion that was set private. And so whenever videos are set private or deleted, they want you to forget about them. And I mean, obviously, the video, I took the video of the video having been set private, you know. I have it in my favorites, so I can show that it's been set private. And what happens when I click the link, and the entire website of YouTube shuts down the next day. From, like, the top video having 3 million views to the top video having 30,000 views. And it's in Spanish, and the second one's 20,000 in English. So I target the second most viewed video instead of the first. And I just spam it with a link to this video until the view count jumps within 30 minutes 50,000 views. So now it's, in the first most viewed video was still at 30, so it's 30,000 over 100,000. And I was like, wow, man, you really got your pants around your ankles, don't you? And so that's what I'm trying to say. They really got to sit there and try to cover their tracks, man. I mean, they don't care. You know what I mean? They'll do anything to cover their tracks. Alright, it's not a question of whether or not that's what the point is. Alright? Just get that understood. That's my main video on my YouTube channel. Bunch of losers, slouches that can't lose everything fast enough. You know? It's like we're trying to help you lose everything as fast as you can, man. We sit around and watch TV all day long. We don't ever crack a book. We got our personalities all wrapped up in getting fucked, and our identities. I mean, come on, dude. We're trying to get fucked fast. We want to consolidate power in this world in a few of your hands until a bunch of nuclear fucking bombs go off, motherfucker. Can't you get it? Now, I'm sorry that you can't get that fucking fate quick enough, man. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for getting in the fucking way, bitch. You need it quick. Gotcha. You want your family dead. You want them dead tonight. I understand that. You're smart. You're a genius. You're a rocket scientist. And this is what I have to deal with. I mean, it's a wonder I haven't blown my fucking brains out. I'm surprised, honestly. I'm fucking surprised. I'm really fucking surprised. I'm really fucking surprised.